Good morning, everybody. Well, today the rain is continuing. We've been having a lot of rain. It is May 1st, Monday morning, and we actually have a new horse coming today. A friend of ours from Pennsylvania is actually bringing a horse up for me to attempt to help some of the issues he's been having with this horse. It is a Percheron horse that actually looks like he might be could be a good mate to Ken. So this is a horse that I need to work on with, that has some issues, and I'll talk about that more later. Yeah, so he's coming today. So I have to do something different in my horse barn. I have right now my two Suffolk colts here that are in this spot right here. And then I have, of course, Baron, my stallion, right here. And Ken, the Percheron. And then Bill and Lady down here at the end of the barn. So as you can see, all my stalls are full. So the question I'm going to have to deal with is, where do I put another horse? I have a couple different options. I haven't quite decided exactly which one I'm going to take, but I have the option of possibly putting the two youngest colts out to the pasture. It's a little bit earlier than I'd like to have them go out, but there's enough feed out there for them. But we're still getting fairly cold nights. But I mean, they're fine out there. I don't know. I might do that. My other option is to put Lady into the box stall down here, which is where she might be some when she's having her foal. Also, as far as Lady and her foal, we probably, either our next video or the one after that, we're going to have a contest to give you guys a chance to guess what day she will have her foal. So that'd be kind of exciting, but it's not today. Today we got to deal with this problem, and it's a good problem, to be able to find a place for this new horse. I have decided that I want to take Baron and move him so that the new horse can go right here next to Ken. I want him next to Ken because Ken is the horse I'm going to be working him with, at least to start with. So I want them to kind of get comfortable with each other, and just by having them stand next to each other in stalls will start the process. I hope to get them hitched up tomorrow, but we've got rain coming tomorrow still, so it may or may not happen. But anyways, just by having them stand next to each other, it will start getting them used to each other. So that means Baron has to go somewhere. So if I was to take the colts and put them out in the pasture, Baron can go up into their stall. If I took Lady and put her in the box stall, then Baron could go next to Bill, which is kind of what I'm leaning towards. And I think I'm going to even try that this morning, just to see how the reactions of my horses when I put Lady in the box stall where she's never been before, and when I put Baron in Lady's stall where he's never been before. So let's get started with moving some horses around. I have decided that I'm not as happy with my two young ones as far as their size. I was hoping they'd be a little bit bigger at this point in their growth. Also, it's surprising how long their hair, they still have a lot of hair that hasn't shedded. And I think part of the problem with that is I had last fall, when they were growing their winter hair, they were way down in the further pen all of themselves, and it's a lot colder down there than in the main barn, so they probably grew a lot more winter hair than the rest of the horses did. And they came into this barn during the winter time, but still, they've got more hair to shed, so they're still a long ways from being completely shedded. I suppose that's a good thing, since if they go out to pasture even right now, that extra hair is probably good because it's still kind of cold at nights. But I would like to put these guys on the scales and weigh them up and so I can get it written down so I can see where they're weighing now compared to the last time I weighed them up, and also so that they have that weight so we can see throughout the summer months how much they gain on good green grass. I think also I'll throw Lady on the scales if they'll let me. I got to do this alone. So that's another thing. You'll see Brenda's not here. Brenda is actually down at our son and daughter-in-law's house, and she's going to be there for a week because they just had a newborn baby. So this was their actually 5th child. It's a little girl, and we're all very excited about that. So she's down there to help out for a week, and then she'll be back. So the next couple videos here I'm going to have to do all alone, and you'll have to apologize where I'm not quite so good on the camera as she is. But let's take the colts out and see what they weigh, get that written down, and then if they allow me to do it, I'm going to be all alone. I will probably do Lady also, and we'll see what happens. So the last time I weighed them up, which was in the 1st of March, they weighed, Earl weighed 1470, and so he's the first one I'm going to put on the scales. I got the scales set at 14. Well, I'm going to put it at 14. I might as well put it at 1470 and see if he weighs more than he did 2 months ago. Oh, so here we are with Earl. Oh. And he is weighing less than last time. That's surprising. 1425, he weighed 1470 2 months ago. Come here. It's amazing how the difference is. Come here. From time to time. Careful. Careful. Come here. Come here. So here we have Duke. Hey, hey. Hey, hey, hey. So he weighs less also. Hey, hey, hey. 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 He weighs just around exactly 1400. So I'm really not pleased with how well these two are growing. So that's why I'm not going to be doing too much work with them, and I didn't plan on doing any work with them this summer anyways. But I'm hoping that the green grass will really help them to grow this summer. Come here. Oh. Oh. Hey. 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 All right, careful. So this is Lady, and 2 months ago she weighed 1850. A month ago she weighed 1839. Hey, hey, come here. And today, right now, she weighs 1860. Okay, so 1860. Duke was 1400, and Earl was 1425. So far, Lady's gone up on her weight, and Duke and Earl have both gone down on their weight. So now I want to put Lady in the box stall and see how she reacts to that. There we go. Now every day, Lady has been just going outside, and she'll still go outside today, but it was raining so much this morning I decided not to let her out quite yet. And I decided let's try her in the pen and see how she likes her new pen. Oh. I want her to start getting used to this because depending on the weather, she may be spending some time in here when she foals or after she foals. So I just want her to get used to it in here. So I'm actually going to weigh up a few more horses and just see how their weight is from 2 months ago. Come here. Come here. Oh. No. 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 Careful. Come here. Come here. Oh. Okay, so all the horses are down just a little bit. 16, 10 for Baron, 1940 for Ken, which is the least amount of difference there. Bill is lighter. Lady is, actually she's heavier. So she is the only one that's heavier because Duke and Earl are both less than they were the last time we weighed them. And I messed that up because they're in the wrong spot. Gotta fix that. Okay, now I'll get that changed. So now I want to take Baron and put him in Lady's stall and see how he reacts to being in her stall. Come here, come here. So, of course, these two are used to working together and they work. This is the side that they're working on too. But as you can see, they can just barely get their noses together if they choose to. And they might be doing a little bit of fighting back and forth. But that's okay. If this works out and he's able to stand next to Bill, it's all the more time spent together to get them better with each other. So now horses are all in the spots that I'll probably be keeping them. And of course we've got Baron's sign up there, which I probably won't do anything with for a while as we see how it works with him in this further stall. And just a lot of questions even now in my mind as to how this is going to work. But I just thought it'd be best to put this new horse, and his name is Luke, will be going here in Baron's stall because I want him next to Ken. And also it will just get him actually the most attention for a while because he's closest to the water tub, and he'll get a lot of care, extra care here. Hello. Hey, how are you? I can imagine. My goodness. Yeah. Okay. Oh, come here. Come here. Come here. Come here. Well, we got Baron's hind shoes on. That's a good thing. I'm not really happy with how well I did, but I did okay, and he'll be fine, I'm sure. I've got a little bit of sad news, though. You might have heard the phone call I just had here a few minutes ago, too. So this friend of mine, Jeff, from Pennsylvania, he was bringing his horse up so I could work on his horse and see if I could help his horse out a little bit. And just found out a little while ago, and then he just called me again. He had an accident on the way up through. He and his wife are fine. His pickup truck is fine. The trailer that he had borrowed somehow came disconnected from his truck. He was on the interstate, probably going, 65, 70 miles an hour, I don't know, with all kinds of cars, 4 lanes of cars, I think he said, and the trailer came off. He turned around and saw it. The chains broke, and away that trailer went across 4 lanes of highway and smashed into the guardrails. The horse broke his back, so they had to put the horse down on the interstate, hours away from their home. Fortunately, no human was hurt. They were fortunately also there was a neighbor farmer that said they could take the horse over there and he'd bury him on his own farm, which is so fortunate for them. What you're going to do, you're beside the highway, hours from home, and you have a horse that's had to be put down. So that, of course, the vet had come over and put the horse down. So anyways, I just would, Jeff is devastated, and who wouldn't be? So I would covet your prayers even for them during this time as they deal with this. It's always what did I do wrong type of thing, and I don't think he did anything wrong, but things happen, and he and I also are very thankful that no humans got hurt, but we are saddened over the death of his horse, and so obviously he's not coming up here with the horse, so we'll have to get onto different projects. But anyways, keep them in your prayers, and we'll tackle something else. Get over there. Get over there. Right there. Back up. Back up. Back up. Back up. Back up. Come here. Hi, everybody. I decided I didn't want to stop my video on such a sad note with this horse dying of my friends. And so I decided to add a little bit more to this video. So today, this is the day after, I decided since Brenda is gone for the week, I decided to make a picnic table. She's been after me to get another picnic table made up. So that's what I'm doing. That's what I was doing earlier. And I'll just show you that real quick. This is the top of the picnic table. And obviously it doesn't look like one right at the moment, but hopefully soon it will look like and be a picnic table. But before I continue that project, the rain has finally stopped, and we're getting even a little bit of sun through the clouds. So I've decided that I better take advantage of this weather and get the horses harnessed up and head up to the woods and get a load of logs that I've already got cut up there. I was able to log, I don't know, last week sometime. And so let's head up the road with the horses. So I have Baron and Bill with me today, and it's so nice now that I got hind shoes on Baron. He's got shoes all the way around, and Bill has his shoes. So I don't have to worry so much about the shoes going up the blacktop and just so much about his feet going up the blacktop, because without shoes on, and especially when they're trotting a little bit, they don't trot all the way, but they do trot some. It really wears their feet out really fast without any shoes on. So I'm really glad I have the shoes now. There we are. Oh. So I'm up here in the woods where I need to be and need to get a load of logs. These are some logs that I cut the other day, and they're just ready to be loaded onto the wagon. I'm realizing without Brenda here to do the filming, I feel there's very little filming I can do when I'm dealing with a colt, because it's all I can do to just take care of my business and take care of the colt, make sure he doesn't behave, make sure he doesn't misbehave. And he's doing great in the woods. We've been up here several different days now in the last few weeks, and he's doing great. But I just have to watch him like a hawk and tie him at every point where I am not right there with him, and always be very concerned of an issue because he's young and inexperienced. And that's just the way I operate. And so because of that, I have to be very careful if I ever do any filming out here without Brenda, because safety is most definitely most important here with the young horse. So we'll get loaded up and we'll head for home. Okay, we're all loaded up and the horses are ready to go. And as you see, this is a very, very small load. If you've been watching my channel for a while, I tend to take pretty good sized loads on this wagon. But I have a young colt, so it's definitely not going to happen for some time to come to get those big 1,000, 1,200 feet loads on here. I don't know what's on here. Doesn't really matter. But also, because when the horses have a load behind them, they tend to be more aggressive. And because of that, I'm not even going to attempt to hold the camera and drive. I'm just going to tend to my driving. So there'll be no more footage of us heading out of the woods. We have one little hill going up and then another little hill going down, nothing major, but such that I got to really tend to my business and I just can't hold the camera. Hopefully, maybe next week, I will still be doing some logging in this section right here, and I can explain a little bit about this section, and Brenda can hopefully come in and do some taping, although I see the little black flies are starting to come out pretty good too, and I know she's not going to like that. So anyways, let's head back down to the barn and we'll get that picnic table made for Brenda. So we're coming up the road with our load here. And I just noticed our first calf is born out in the field. You probably can hardly see it, but there's a white-faced cow up there, and I can see the white face of a calf that she's licking off. When I went by this morning, when I went by earlier, to get this load, I saw her up there by herself and her tail was up in the air, so I was thinking, well, I bet she's going to have a calf, and sure enough. So there's the first one we have 12 cows to have calves. 10 of them are out here and 2 of them are still inside. And so hopefully they'll pop them out fast so that I can kick them out into the bigger pasture where there's more feed. Okay, we got back from the woods. I decided to see if we can get a close-up of this calf up here. The ground is very wet up through here, but I see the mother found the highest and driest spot to have her calf, which is good. Now this calf is probably just about an hour, but was born just about an hour ago, because like I said, when I left, I could see the mother up here with her tail up and there was no calf. And now there is. I should have brought some iodine up to dip the navel and I forgot. But so I see we definitely have a little boy. And I think I'd like to name this one. I hardly ever name calves. But I'm going to call this guy Luke. Luke is the name of the horse that died yesterday. And so in remembrance of Luke, that's what we're going to name him. Nice little calf. So I'm going to leave these guys alone. Let them get used to each other. I'll have to come back and put a little iodine on his navel. But looking great. Well, I'm so glad I got home with my load of logs. It's raining again. So I'm glad I'm in here working on Brenda's picnic table. I need to flip this over now, but I got to be careful because it's only somewhat attached. There's still a lot more screws that need to go in, so I have to turn it over very, very carefully, and it's very heavy. Being all tamarack, it's fairly green and it's pretty heavy. This floor is not very level, so I'm carefully just sliding it back to where we have more of a level spot to sit the table before I finish putting the last screws in. Okay, there you have it, the finished picnic table for Brenda. It's nothing fancy. It'll take just a little sanding down and painting or whatever she wants to do with it. And yeah, I think she'll be happy for that. So it's a surprise now, so make sure you don't tell her. It's probably going to come out while she's down and taking care of her grandkids. But I know that when she's with her grandkids, that pretty well takes all of her time. So she probably won't have any time to watch the video. But anyways, it's been a good day for me, and I just hope it's been a good day for you guys. Have a good evening. Bye.